Okay, so now we're on to part 2. As you can tell, the desk is looking way better. Still have some stuff I didn't do in front of my work area yesterday, so I'm going to be working on that today. But I did work on cleaning this up yesterday too. So I got that and that. Now today it's going to be in front of my desk, and then I'm going to sweep everywhere. And then maybe, clean up over here too. I did use my Big Boss this month, so I just got to clean that up. And then the biggest task of all, I don't know if you can see that, but those are all completed layouts that need to, a lot of them are journaled on, but they need to be put in the proper album. A lot of them need to be journaled on. So I need to, be able to access that desk again. That would be a perfect place where I could journal on my layouts once I finish working on them here. I do have a chair here, but this is a regular chair and a regular sized desk. So I would like to have that again. So that is, sort of my goal to get it done. There's just a little bit of stuff to clean up here. It's not too bad. I might be able to do that today too, a few collections that I have out. But so that's what I'm going to put you on fast forward now, and that's what we're going to clean up today. So I thought the first thing that I would work on is this. This is part of the embellishments that were left from my month of scrapping, the month of merch, all the close to 50 layouts that I got done in the month of March. And I say almost because what I did was I do a make a page kit video for my patrons, the gold members. And what I did, part of that video was I kind of separated about half of this, and then I turned around and made the page kits with what I had separated right away. And then that way, they didn't make it into a container that they weren't getting used. They're getting a chance almost right away to go on layouts because, these were kits that we're going to put together in the month of April. But now I have all of this, and this is my little container that I have there, and I just keep grabbing from there if I need extra stuff, or, as I'm kind of powering making layouts and stuff, I find that, if I do one after the other, I just throw the extra stuff in there, and then I try to, once in a while do this, separate them. And then once I have them all separated, I'll put them in the corresponding little iris containers for each color. And then I find that putting page kits is so much easier, It has evolved quite a bit for me in the last few years. At first, whenever I would make page kits, what I would do is, I would choose the papers, and then I would always, most of the time, choose embellishment packages that were brand new. I would open them and divide them by company. So if I had Dear Lizzie, Maggie Holmes, I would divide those by company, and then I would rifle through everything and, grab my embellishments that way. But I found that it used to take, quite a bit of time. So then what I started doing is I would still do that, open the embellishment packages, but before I would start, I would divide everything by color right off the bat before I even start putting page kits together. And then I noticed that, hey, instead of taking 15 minutes every page kit to put things together, it's taken me, you know, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Like I knocked a good 5 minutes off. And it's not that we're in a rush. That's not what I'm saying. It's just when you have a lot to, you know, to do or put together, every minute that you can save counts. Now, if you're making, you know, 5 page kits, then, you know, it's maybe an hour saved. But if you're making 100 page kits, like I'm doing with, you know, here on YouTube, I want to put 100 page kits together. Well, 100 times, you know, 5 or 10 minutes, that's a lot of minutes saved. Oh, I got 2 piles here for pink. So we'll consolidate those and then we'll make a pile for green over here. And I kind of enjoy doing this, separating embellishments. One, it helps me see everything that I have. I think I'm going to have a pile that's multicolor, and I'll have it here off to the side there because I'm running out of room already. Okay, so this has pink on it. I'm going to put it to the side and deal with that later. It's too much. Let's do the easy stuff for now. You know, I'll do maybe, you know, 5 or 10 minutes of this real time, and then I'll put it on fast forward for the rest of the time. So this I think I'll put with blue, this I'll put with pink. So if there's more than one color, I kind of decide on one of them and then just go with it. And sometimes there's little, you know, 4x4 card or 4x6 cards, and that's okay. I still divide them as if they were embellishments. That's more like a purple. That's purple. And then the wood veneer, I'll put, I don't think there's going to be that much there, so I'll just put it. Once I go to put it in the case, I'm going to cut down those right there, the wax paper, so that it doesn't take this much room. I think a lot of my containers right now are pretty full, but I had bought a second container, which I was going to do my digital prints, like our digital files, and I was going to cut them and, you know, put them all in there. But one thing I notice is I kind of like, and I mean, that's to everybody's, you know, preference, you know, whether you like to have them cut ahead or not. But for me, I noticed that I'd rather keep them in digital files or in file folders and on the 8.5 by 11. And then when I'm making page kits, I just cut out what I need, throw it in there. And then usually what I do is before I start a page, I call it, you know, I prep it. So for that, what I do is I go through it. I punch out all the viewfinders that need to be punched out. I cut out all the embellishments that need to be cut out. So the circles, if they need to be punched out, the hearts, I fussy cut them. And then I have what I call my project cart, or it is called a project cart. I didn't call it that. The project cart, and it has 6 trays. And at that point, I choose, you know, the photo that I'm going to be using. I choose sometimes the title, and I get everything ready, and everything's on there so that when I do have half an hour, I quickly come upstairs. I grab one of those project carts or project, from the project cart, I grab a tray and then I make the layout. And also with Patreon, so for my patrons, I do 4 pages with sketches. So, you know, if I choose to do one with a sketch, I'll have the sketch sitting on there too. So then I know what the sketch is. Or if we do four challenges a month. So I will assign a challenge to each of those so that when I sit there, or when most of the time I stand, but when I start working on that page, everything is not decided. Like, I don't know, unless it's a sketch, then even the sketch is decided. But at least I have a good bouncing off point. I know which direction, I'm going to go as soon as I start working with that page. And I found that that has helped a lot. Okay, some of this stuff. This is a pretty quick process too. And like I said, I don't mind doing it. I kind of see, okay, well, I have quite a few labels and viewfinders. So instead of, cutting some more up for each of the next page kits, make sure you look in your little containers. And that's why I don't throw out even stuff like this that's half. I don't throw that out. I keep everything. Ringing. It was a long distance. So it's either someone trying to sell you something or they want to do a survey. And ain't nobody got time for that. I don't have time for that. Life is too cray-cray right now without adding that to it. Okay, so I have quite a bit of, jewels and enamel dots. So I'll just move those to the side and then I'll put them away where they belong. And the reason I decided to start with this instead of, everything that was there, it was overflowing. Even though I've already done this, like I said, I did about half of it. It was like overflowing crazy. While I'm doing that, oh, look at those frames. Those are pretty. While I'm doing this, I had a few questions. People asking how my wrist is doing and everything. It's going. No complaints. They said it was going to be I'm a long hauler. It's not going to be fixed very quickly. I still can't put weight on it at all. I have a hard time opening anything up. Anything. Like, I just can't open. I mean, I try. I still do it because then it will never get stronger if I don't. But I try with this one as much as I can. And then eventually I need whatever product's in there. So then I open it with my left arm. And I still, much better, right? Like, I can't do this. This is as far as it'll go. So now the not fun part is I have to force it. So every day I have to try to get a little bit more that it'll flip that way. So it is what it is. Any type of injury, you have to work to get it better. And my biggest thing is I don't like to stop. I like to go. So then I try to do my exercise while I'm doing something else, like multitasking, right? So if at the end of the day I am winding down, watching YouTube videos or whatever the case may be, that's when I'll, do this and really push on it and try to get a little bit more motion. Now, when I went to see her a couple of weeks ago, she did another test and there was a big leap there. I hadn't seen her in like 3 weeks, I think. I'm up to 3 weeks now. And we had seen a nice progress there. And, you know, some of the motions, she said, I think you're kind of at the max of what you're going to see. Like, I can't go that way. And it's because these bones, this bone right here, broke. Like, and I don't know, it's really restricting. So I can't go this way. This way's a little better. This way I can't. And right now I still can't flip over. But I've dropped many, many things because I go on with life like my arm is perfectly okay. And all of a sudden it's like, whoa, my arm doesn't quite go that far. And then boom, whatever I'm holding is down on the ground. I've broken a few things. We have less dishes in our house, but I have to try. But a thing that I did, and at first I was like, wow, I was going to buy one of those, but I think I'm not going to because I've lost so much motion in my arm that I feel like it's a waste of money. And I was telling my occupational therapist about this, and it was a paddleboard because we're going to be at the beach, you know, all summer. And she was like, no, 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 get it, because then it'll force you to do those motions without, you know, really thinking about it. And it's basically going to be like exercise for it. And I was like, okay. So I bought one of those inflatable paddle boards. And it came in last week. Now I'm going to be using that. All the frames, I'll put them together. My friend was teasing me and she was like, but what about sharks? Because I am petrified, okay? I've gone quite a few places in the world and I will not get in the water because I'm petrified of sharks. And I said, I will be staying very close to the edge where I can see to the bottom. And, you know, anyway, I don't even want to think about it. And I said, and there's a shark tracker. So I'll be watching Brunswick because Brunswick, he was actually named in Brunswick, Georgia. But for some reason, I don't know if he likes New Brunswick because of, you know, it's part of his name. But every year he comes around. So, but we can track them. And I know for every shark that we can track, there's probably, you know, 50 that we can't. But I'm just going to have to get over my fear, I guess. So my kids are looking forward to my youngest daughter there, Caitlin. She was like, oh my gosh, I'm totally going to have to film that. So when we do, obviously, I'll do a video and then I will share. I will share with you how uncoordinated and funny it's going to be. Because, you know, that's what we do, right? Okay, great. I think this is divided enough. This is going to go with the green, but I'm just going to, you know, divide it quite a bit. And this too, this goes with the purple. So this wasn't too bad. I'm anxious to see, what, 10, 15 minutes? But I'm glad I did it because now it's going to make that part of my desk look so much better. Not as cluttered. It's going to be nice and uncluttered. Okay, this is another card. I'll put those to the side. This is paper. And this is another card. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to go get my little containers. And I'm going to put all of these away. And at this point, I'm going to put you on fast forward for the rest of the stuff, and I'll do a voiceover. So the next thing I did was went and got my iris containers. I think I have 3 of those big boxes with 24 little iris containers in it, and I just have them divided by color, and it makes it so much easier when I put this stuff away. I can just quickly take those little containers and put everything away. I had to mute my phone. Talking about my phone, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a few times that the voice dips and like the voice fluctuates. I have been working on this for the last week to try to fix that. And I've done so many Google search. I've tried everything that everybody said that works. It's not working for me. So my next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to call Apple and say, okay, what can I do to fix this? I use my phone to film, so I need this figured out. It didn't do it as much as it usually did, but it still did it a few times. So if you notice that in my videos, I am working on it. So once I got all that picked up, then now I'm kind of taking stuff from right in front of my work area. And that session, I guess today, I worked upstairs for about an hour and a half. And yesterday I did about an hour and a half. And for right now, that's pretty good for me. I find that my arm gets super tired if I do anything more than an hour and a half. So if every day I can go upstairs and dedicate an hour to cleaning that, then I know that, soon-ish I'll get my room to where I want it to be. And, instead of doing it all in one day and then I'm going to kind of skip some stuff because you kind of get over it, by doing an hour and a half, I'm getting quite a bit done. But then I still have time to get other stuff done. And I think because it's spring and it's nice and sunny and the weather is starting to warm up, I'm kind of looking forward to doing spring cleaning in my house also. So, I'm doing a little bit upstairs, but then I'm also doing stuff in my house. So instead of showing you how it looks at the end of this video, when I go to work on it again tomorrow, I'll show you at the state that I'm at tomorrow. But I made sure that I scrubbed my entire desk. And that's it. That's going to be all for today.